it took me a minute to realize, like, oh, I think this is actually a theme for Whim. For me, I kind of feel like this is some foreshadowing that they're just giving to us right off the bat, like right under our noses. I think that I heard potentially the Force theme during that when he pulls off his glasses.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sith Talk. Today we have back on the show Ashton. How you doing, Ashton?
Dude, Tony, it's so good to be back on the show. It's been too long. Happy to be here, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
it has. So tell us a little bit about your channel and where we can find you at.
cool. Yeah, everyone can find me on Instagram at Ashton Sherritt. And yeah, basically, what I like to do is I like to break down. It's so niche, but I like to break down like Star Wars scores, like the movie scores or like the underscoring and different cues and things, and kind of like the storytelling behind those, and just nerdy music stuff. But I try to present it in a way that's digestible for the non-musician as well as the musician. So that's kind of what I'm into in my nerddom here.
Yes. So for you guys watching, I'm going to put the link to his Instagram, YouTube down in the description. Yeah, man. I knew I was going to bring you back on. I just wanted to watch a couple episodes to see if there was like good music stuff.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
like I saw Tales from Tashi brought you on, and I
Mhm.
started to watch this video, but I'm like, no, I want Ashton's take fresh. I want to like bring him on first.
Nice.
Then I'm gonna go back and watch that video. So that's the main reason I wanted to bring you back was to talk Skeleton Crew, but mainly like the music behind it. Cause like going into the show, that's one thing that I wanted. I wanted good music, and I wanted like almost like Pirate of the Caribbean type vibes music,
Mhm,
right? So before
mhm.
we get into the music, what did you think about the first 3 episodes of Skeleton Crew so far?
Oh, man, I hated it. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Dude, I'm loving this show so much. Like 11 out of 10 for me. It's just it's hitting all of the right like nostalgic notes. Like I loved Treasure Planet. It's a super underrated Disney movie.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And I'm just like getting all of those vibes and just the Goonies vibes, like a little bit of like Stranger Things vibes in this. It's like it's just so much fun at the end of the day, and in the Star Wars galaxy, and there's mystery. Like we have so many questions, and uh,
Yeah.
it's just so good, man.
Yeah.
Loving it.
I'm right there with you. Before it came out, it's not like I was super pumped or hyped about it, and I tried to stay away from a
Hmm.
lot of the trailers and stuff because I wanted to go in fresh and blind. Because like the last two shows we got in Bad Batch, the trailers they showed so much.
I know,
Acolyte showed so much in the trailer, so you're watching the episode and you know what's gonna happen because you saw it in a bajillion reels and trailers. So
totally.
for this, I went in blind, and like I had a lot of fun. The first 2 episodes were super fun. I enjoyed the vibes, the nostalgia, the deep cut references that some of it I caught, a lot of it I caught afterwards watching breakdown
Hmm.
videos like, oh, this is from that, he's from this is from that, which is cool. And I think yesterday's episode was my favorite. Episode 3
Yeah.
by far was such a blast. And what I appreciated about episode 3, like the pacing was great. It didn't like drag out to do this or drag out to do that. It flowed well. And we got a lot
Hmm.
of information that was sprinkled in throughout
Yes.
the whole episode. So
Yeah.
um episode 1, let's start there. Music wise, I know you must have caught something. Like what do you have from the first episode?
Dude, I have a bit actually, and I did prepare some clips. Like if you want me to share my screen, I can like
Yes.
share a tab. Dude, there's quite a bit actually. That's pretty awesome. So here, let me, yeah, that's turned on. Cool. Here we go. The biggest thing is like the main theme for, um, I'm gonna move you over here. The main theme for Skeleton Crew,
Hmm.
which we hear for like the whenever the title shows up or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And that it took me a minute to realize like Oh, I think this is actually a theme for Whim because we hear
Ooh.
it like almost every, like in a lot of scenes for Whim,
Uh-huh.
especially in episodes 1 and 2. So, so for example, that theme is this one. It will actually, it sounds like this. This is like the piano reduction. This is me playing the piano. This is what the theme sounds like. So really pretty melody, that's Whim's theme. Here's like just a couple of quick examples of scenes where we hear this. So this is like for example on the bus when he sees the girls like ride their speeder bike away
Yeah.
out the window. Here's what it sounds like there.
See what? Oh, number 8.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right? So that's that. Also whenever he's like staying up too late reading his like Jedi iPad thing, we hear it here, kind of like the lullaby version of it, which is fun.
Oh.
Yeah, so like we're hearing it all over, man. Another cool place is whenever whenever all the kids are on the ship and they are past the barrier and they see stars for the first time,
Mhm.
we hear it. So like this.
Planets. They're stars. I didn't
Damn.
know there'd be so many.
I never noticed that, but that is the same exact beat every single time.
Same, literally the same, dude. It's so crazy. And so like this theme, I think it really captures a lot of like I don't know. There's like some whimsy and innocence and optimism in the theme. Like those are just kind of like some vibes that I feel, maybe just because they're connected to those scenes where like Whim is, I don't know, just like that childlike longing for adventure. Like I just get that with this theme, which is really cool because it's actually really similar to the first phrase of Anakin's theme from the Phantom Menace.
Mm.
Like we all just heard that like so many times. Let's listen to this clip from Anakin's theme. Like,
Yeah.
it's in the same key and everything, and if I had my piano pulled up, I could, like, break it down a little more, but there's just, like, some harmonic similarities there, that's all you really need to know, and it's just cool because, like, I don't know, they have some similarities, like, in their dialogue, for example, like, here's some of, like, Whim's dialogue when he's talking to Neil,
We can go anywhere we want in the whole wide galaxy.
right, versus, like, Anakin's dialogue from,
Has anyone been to them all?
Not
Yeah.
likely.
I want to be the first one to see them all.
So just like that longing for adventure and exploration and stuff like and like that childlike optimism, I guess. Like that's what's captured here. And so what's really crazy to me about this theme is when we hear it for the title screen, it sounds like this. Like really somber.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like kind of yeah, like not very optimistic, not very happy,
Yeah.
and also like not complete either. Because it doesn't like finish its little like da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like for me, I kind of feel like this is some foreshadowing that they're just giving to us right off the bat, like right under our noses
Ooh.
of like Whim's potential character development, like what is going to happen. And, I don't know, just I have a feeling that Whim's going to have kind of a turn of events, so that is a huge thing that I'm listening for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of them.
Nice. So yeah, because I noticed the intro had that theme.
Mhm.
And like at first I thought it was kind of like, I don't know, it was weird to me, but it's grown on me. And now looking at it at this, well, listening to it at this lens, that it's everywhere. I did not hear it every single time in the episode.
Yeah, and it's even dude, there's, like, even more examples, like, these are only, like, a couple from,
Hmm.
from the first few episodes, so Yeah, it's like everywhere, man. We'll get to a cool one actually in episode 3. We'll hit episode 3 in a
Yeah.
sec. But yeah, man, so that's a really cool one. Um, Another one that's really cool is, whenever Jod Na, um, like, they're on the cell and he gets the key through the door, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the cue that plays here is, like, extremely beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, Here, I have the whole thing, I think. Yeah. So yeah, this is, like, the end of episode 2. Let me just I'll just, like, play the whole clip really quick, and
Mhm.
then I'll break it down. It's such a good cue.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Like, it is so beautiful, and obviously, like, we all know the Force theme, like, we
Yeah.
obviously, we hear it kind of fakes us out for a second, right?
It does when it first started, it kinda like, "Is it gonna go?" Then,
Oh!
"No," and then it comes out
And then we
yeah.
get it. I
Yes.
know, man. It's really quite cool, and yeah, I don't know, man. It's almost like because we don't know what this dude is about. Like, I
Yeah.
still don't know, right? And, like, Fern definitely doesn't trust him, like, I don't think any of us trust him, like,
Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. So, this, like, beautiful, theme, I don't know, if he is, like, a Force user, actually, this would make a lot of sense. If he's not, and he's just a fraud, then this is all just, like, a big show and, like, this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just kind of interesting.
I feel like hearing the Force theme makes it like 100%, "Oh, he's using the Force because they wouldn't use the
Right.
Force theme. Like, if it was a scene with Haja and Kenobi, the Force theme
Right.
didn't play, like, he was
No.
faking it. So I feel like that means it's for sure the Force. It doesn't mean he's a Jedi, but that's the Force that he's using.
Right. And that's kind of what I'm leaning at too. However, it could potentially, since it does, like, fake us out for a second and then, like, hit it and then, play something else, it could also be potentially, like, the experience from Whim's point of view,
Mhm.
because, like, we even get, like, whenever he's like, "You're a Jedi," like,
Jedi. Yeah.
whenever he says "you're," we hear, like, a cute little, like, it's like the twinkle in his eye musically play.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, let me see if I can play just that really quick. I think it's, like, right here.
You're a Jedi.
Oh, it's right before that. Yeah, like the little flute thing
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
that plays, like, right after he's like, "You're," and then it does that. It's just like, oh, like, it's just Whims, like, this is magical, right?
Mhm.
But no, I think you're right, dude. I think they would not just play the Force theme like that. Like, that was the
Yeah.
Force. It has to be. So, yeah, man. What's really cool, like, just to get really nerdy really quick,
Mhm.
this, like, obviously, yeah, it's the Force theme, but, like, even some of the instrumentation and technique that Mick Giacchino uses, which, really quick tangent, you know Michael Giacchino, right?
Yeah, yeah, this is his son that's doing the
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, that's so cool, man.
It is.
What a legacy. So, yeah, and he's, like, crushing it so far, obviously. But yeah, so there's, like, some pretty crazy similarities actually with this, like, Jude Law, like, or Jod Na,
Mhm.
Force theme, and the very first time we hear this with Obi-Wan. Like, for example, we hear the strings doing this in, Skeleton Crew. Sorry to, like, blast everyone's ears with that, but, like, it's like a tremolo effect,
Uh-huh.
which we hear, like, here's the one from Obi-Wan, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right? And,
Mm.
like, and even, like, those little, like, yeah, the glockenspiel, like this,
Yeah. Oh, that
right?
sound.
I know, and, like, we kind of get that with the, like there's, like, some, like, warbles going on in the Jude Law scene,
Hmm.
like this. We get this. Like, that kind of
Mm.
stuff is, like, going on, like, while the key is floating around. So, I don't know, like, there's just, like, a lot of, like, similar functioning stuff as, like, the very first time we've ever heard the Force theme with Obi-Wan
Yeah.
happening here. It's just like, oh, like a cool orchestrational nod to that, I guess. Um, yeah, man. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And what's so these are all just things that, like, I think everyone should keep your ears peeled for. So, like, for example, in episode 3, we hear that, like, Jude Law, like, the fake out Force theme,
Uh-huh.
we hear it whenever he's hunting around for
Oh,
SM-33,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's not all, like, beautifully orchestrated, it's, like, suspensefully orchestrated, so it sounds like this. There we go.
Oh, yeah, it is in
Right?
there. It is
Yeah.
in there.
The
Okay.
ba-da-da. It's the
Damn.
same thing as, like, when he's doing the key, it's just orchestrated differently.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
that
Um,
is.
I know.
What about the pirate music that we hear, I think in 1 and in 2? Like there's a certain theme, especially when they get to that place where it sounds like super Pirates of the Caribbean vibe, like that one song.
Yeah, dude, you're right. I don't have a clip of that, but
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Um, it kind of I didn't play this earlier, but I will now since you mentioned that. It's there's a version of Whim's theme that plays for the end credits,
Mhm.
but it's in, yeah, like a piratey version of it. This is what it
Yeah.
sounds like. It's kind of
Oh, shoot. Yeah, 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 yeah.
right? So,
Damn,
that's
yeah.
pretty cool, like a nice, like, "Arr, matey" version.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I no, I need to go back and pull clips of, like, when they get to the pirate place.
Yeah, because that jam is kinda dope, like, that
It
and
was awesome.
that's what I wanted. I wanted something like that that felt like
Yes.
Pirates, but, like, Star Wars vibe twist to it.
Yes. Totally, man. Yeah, no, that was a sick one. I didn't pull that one,
What
but that one's
about
cool.
now, there was another one, it was kind of weird, but I digged it on the 3rd episode, I think when they got to the moon. It was almost like a spooky vibe when they were on when they landed on the
Mhm.
moon, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, so that, I should have pulled this clip too, but everyone go back and check out, whenever Wim first finds the, like, door, like, when he's in the trench, and, like,
Oh, okay.
he finds the
Yeah.
door, the theme that's playing right there, it's like a really awesome theme. That same theme plays again when they're lost with SM-33 and
Mhm.
they, like, say, like, "Oh, we're really lost." It plays there, and that theme is what's playing when they land on the moon, on Kim's moon.
Oh, but it's just tweaked more, right? To be a little bit more spooky-ish?
Well, yeah, it's the theremin. It's an instrument that was used a lot in the '60s, like, I think, like, I don't know, a bunch of, like, artists, used it, but what it was really used for was, like, that classic '60s sci-fi music vibe,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, like, like, the theremin thing is what's playing on Kimry's moon when they land, but
Yeah.
it's that mystery theme, the same one that we heard from
Yeah.
episode 1, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause, like, when I heard that, I'm like, "This is weird," but, like, I digged it.
Mhm.
And you hear it a bunch of times, the whole and I think it even ends on that note too, playing that music because she's like, because the pilot's like, "Where are they going?" And she was like, "If I told you, you wouldn't believe me." And it was still like that spooky, like
Mhm.
vibe, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that whole man, just the whole scene, like, the whole location was just so sick. Like, they're on the dark side of the moon, but you have, like, this Jupiter, like, gas planet, behind them, like, as the
Yeah.
backdrop. It was just so sick. Yeah, man, that was cool. Oh, a couple when they're escaping the moon,
Mhm.
we hear a really cool version of Whim's theme when he's in the turret, and, like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we hear Whim's theme, like, in full blast. Here's what that sounds like.
Damn, it is literally everywhere.
It's everywhere, dude. Yeah.
Damn. So now next week, episode 4, like, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, there it is." Like,
Yeah,
now I'm gonna
you
pay
will.
attention for it. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Um,
dude.
so you feel like so far, 3 episodes in, they've nailed the music, in your opinion?
Oh, yeah. This is really, really good stuff. Yeah, like, the themes are strong. They're, versatile, like, they're using the themes all over the place.
Mhm.
Even, like, the action sequences, for example, like, are really awesome. Like, they're not like, sometimes you can get really, like, cookie cutter sounding cues,
Yeah.
but these are, like, really unique and really Star Warsy, like, in the harmony and, just, like, the textures that they're using, like, the
Yeah.
orchestration. So, yeah, I mean, I'm totally loving it. Mick Giacchino is crushing it. Um, yeah, loving it, man.
Nice. I know. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot more fun with the show than I thought I was,
Mhm.
and I'm really pumped to just for more. Especially like you've seen that Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show, right? Truman Show.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah, yeah, I have.
But, like, it kind of feels like that, where they were living in a place that's fake, and there's somebody behind the scenes, like, watching them and running it, like a bigger picture. So,
Dude.
I'm super pumped to see who, like, the beginning of the episode, they're like, "The supervisor," like, who is the supervisor? Who is running there? Is somebody else bigger running it? And when they went to that lady, the owl, and she was like, "Yeah, that this planet is a jewel, a crown jewel of the old republic, and
Mhm.
it was one of 9 planets, and the other 8 all are destroyed. This is the last one that's
Dude.
been hidden, and it's still here." Stuff like that is really getting me hooked to like what's going on with the old republic, like what's going on.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, it's too hyper controlled on at Adden, and yeah, man, I don't know. Something was Wim's dad, Wendell, he's kinda giving me some weird vibes too. Like, I don't know, like, it's like he knows something, Like,
You think? I just get the vibe that he's just a deadbeat dad and he realizes it once he loses his son, that how he was never there for him. I feel like
yeah,
the mom, Fern's
dude.
mom, I feel like she knows something.
Yeah, I can see that too. No, dude, I honestly, yeah, I can see that with Wendell, and that would be a classic stereotype for this environment,
Mhm.
this, like, whole '80s callback, and, like, we see that in Stranger Things, for example. So, yeah, that would be solid. I don't know, man, I just feel like, all the other parents are, like, arguing with the droid, and he, like, sits on the couch and, like, takes off his glasses and is like
Yeah,
that was a pretty intense moment.
it was. He said nothing and it was like on him for a while, then it cut to the intro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, what's even crazier, dude, I just put up a video on Instagram about this, so let me know what you think about it, but
Mhm.
I think that I heard potentially the Force theme during that, when he pulls off his glasses.
Really?
And yes, and that cue that's playing, and it's so hard to hear because of all the, like, sound effects and stuff, but
Yeah.
if you go back on into the episode and, like, put on some headphones and listen to it, I feel like I'm hearing that as well as, like a yell or, like, an echo of someone screaming. And
Hmm.
yeah, and so it makes me wonder, like, dude, is is he going through, like, a flashback or something? Like, I don't know, man, like, I think we're gonna find out next week. That was such a short thing that we didn't revisit this
Yeah.
episode. So, we'll see, man, but I don't know. I feel crazy, but I was like, that was kind of the Force theme that played there? I don't know, man.
Ooh, if that's the case, that could be
Dude,
like foreshadowing. Cause like I feel by the end of the show, one of the kids is gonna be force sensitive. And
yeah,
Whim, like what's up with like his mom not being there? Is it something to do because she was force sensitive? But
yeah,
there's so many things to look at because like I feel like they've been on that planet for like their whole life because Fern's mom made a comment that, oh, when I was a little girl, I did the same thing and I got lost and the security droids brought me home, which makes
right.
me believe that they've been there and they grew up there.
Yes.
So like it's not like, Wim's dad and mom came to that planet and she was a Jedi or force sensitive and she passed it on to him. I'm guessing they were both born and raised there too.
Yeah, that's I think so too, man. Like, there's just no like, with the high security and the barrier and stuff, like, yeah, there's just no way, like, in their lifespan, right?
Yeah.
Like, if Wendell's dad was, like, part of the Jedi Order and escaped Order 66 and, like, ended up there, like, I just don't see that, like, how they've set it up. I don't see that happening.
But I don't know, man. See, that's what I love about the show because there's so many theories and possibilities, and
Yeah.
we're having these crazy combos. Because like him having that iPad with the Jedi stuff, there's no way he got that on that planet. Like everything's too clean. The school is too structured. It's not like he's gonna get a beat up iPad that has Jedi and Sith stories on it. So
Right.
like what I always thought was that his mom gave that to him, and his mom would read him the Jedi and Sith stories every night. Because in that first episode, he said to his dad, "Can you read me stories like mom did?"
Mhm.
So like was the dad born there and maybe the mom came? I don't know, man.
I don't
I
know,
don't
man.
know.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that, like, Neil is in on it too, like, but we don't see Neil reading the books, like, he doesn't have the physical copy, but, like, they're playing lightsabers together, like,
Yeah.
I
But
don't know,
then
man.
but then the other so I thought it was kind of just Neil and Wim were the only ones that knew about it. But then in the last episode, Fern was saying, "Oh, the Jedi are supposed to not leave anybody behind." Like she clearly
Yeah.
knew and heard Jedi stories. So like
Hmm.
where does she hear that from?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, I
super
mean,
interesting.
unless they do teach those things, but they teach, like, a
Oh, just
sterile version of it, you know?
yeah, just like a history lesson. You learn about this war, that war. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it could be something like that.
could be.
Do you think we're gonna see Hondo in this?
I hope, man. We can't have a pirate show
I
without
know,
Hondo showing up, right?
I know.
And, like, yeah, it's, like, pretty prime time for him to show up, I think.
Yeah,
Like, the timeline that we're in, you know?
and the ship that he uses at Galaxy's Edge on Smuggler's Run is
Mhm.
in the port. It was in the port in episode 2. It was in the
I saw
port in
that.
episode 3.
I saw that.
So and then I don't know if you saw the one scene in the trailer where they go in a room and it's full of treasure and there's a giant skull with what
Yeah.
looks like a throne in front of it. That
Mhm.
skull is the same species as Hondo. It's a weak-way
Oh,
skull. So, and like now if
dude.
you look at that room, that's something Hondo would do. He would have a massive shrine of his head and a throne there with his treasure everywhere. That's so Hondo Anaka.
I think we're gonna get live action Hondo.
They have
Like,
the suit. They used it to film the scenes for Galaxy's Edge ride. They
right?
have the suit, and they could just. And I think for the suit at the park, they use Jim Cummings' voice and like a body actor in the suit, so
Mm.
like they can do it, and it'll sound just like Hondo.
Dude, it could be as soon as next week we see Hondo on our screens. How
Yeah,
sick would that be, man?
it'd be so satisfying. Not that because I kind of want the show not to have like a bunch of cameos, and I don't really want it to connect. But I feel like
Right.
Hondo is part of the story. It's all about pirates. Like he's the biggest pirate in Star Wars that we know. So hopefully we get that. And I like the old Republic stuff. At first, I thought, why the hell is it connecting to the old Republic?
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool because like there's really no precedence for that. So it's not like it's connecting to the Clone Wars or something like this, and then we'll get mad if they don't do it right. There's
Right.
nothing like it's all uncharted territory in canon.
Mhm.
So um that's gonna be the cool. And like I my boy, I didn't watch his video yet, but I saw on his thumbnail he had Nihilus on his thumbnail. Like, what if Nihilus ate those other
Whoa.
8 planets? Like, what if it's something crazy like
Oh.
that? Because isn't Nihilus the planet eater or something like
Yes.
that, right?
Dude, yeah, how did those planets get destroyed? That's
Yeah.
a huge question mark.
If there were 9 of them that were all hidden, how did eight get destroyed? Are they gonna go that deep and sweaty and be like, "Oh, a
Bro,
Sith named Nihilus ate all these planets"?
no way, man.
Yeah, it's my buddy Mike from A Guy Who Loves Star Wars. I didn't watch the video yet,
Oh,
but
nice.
I saw the thumbnail and I'm like, Nihilus, why is Nihilus on there? And I'm like, wait, he eats planets. There's
Oh,
missing planets. I'm sure that's what he went into in the video.
dude, I will be watching that after this as well. That
Yeah.
that would be insane, dude.
Yeah. So
Whoa.
I'm very pumped to see where it goes and just to continue to hear the music. And now I'll be listening for Whim's theme a lot more. If we hear the Force theme, do you think we're gonna get a lightsaber in here at all in any way, shape, or form?
I think so. I saw Will at Will of the Force
He put the poll
try
up.
yeah, he
Yeah.
pulled that, and I voted yes. I kind of think so, like, there's just a lot of buildup, like, from the from, like, Whim's point of view, like, in the kid's point of view, like, there's just a lot
Yeah.
of buildup of that yeah, of, like, Jedi lore and, like, they're outside of the barrier, like, anything can happen, really. They
Yeah.
could run into anyone. So, I kinda think we will, but I don't know, man. I'm really kind of stuck on that, like, on that Whim's dad on the couch scene,
Mm.
is he about to pull out a lightsaber hilt? Like, I'm just like
Oh.
that that music there really threw me for a loop. So,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
have
know.
to re-listen to that. I feel like we will see some sort of lightsaber, but like I feel like the kids are gonna find one somewhere because
Oh, that would be cool.
because they go through some cave and there's a bunch of traps and this and that, like
Mhm,
Indiana Jones style.
mhm.
Like I could just see a scene where Neil's like, "What's this?" And he drops it like
Yeah, yeah.
or something like that. But yeah, I'm super pumped. In one of the images they released, it shows Jude Law, like they're outside of what looks like a cave or something, and there's a bunch of like writing on the wall, and people said that that's Sith writing, like that's the Sith font, Sith language. And
Whoa.
like behind him is Neil, and he has like a little hoodie up. He looks like a little Jedi robe, like a little hoodie on. Yeah, so
Okay.
people are it looks just like
Yo.
the writing on the wall at the where the in Peridia in Ahsoka behind Thrawn. Remember there was a scene where he's standing in front of the Night Sisters place and there's like writing on there, and people are like, "Oh, that's Zepho
Yeah.
writing," and trying
Mhm,
to break it down. It looks
mhm.
just like that writing, like ancient Sith, almost Zepho style writing on a wall in a cave, and Jude Law is
Dude.
like looking at it.
Oh, man.
So it might get real deep and sweaty, like if that is like Sith stuff, and if Jude
Yeah.
Law is like, oh, this is the writing of the Sith or something like that.
Oh, man. We could get some seriously heavy stuff in this show. Like, it could
Yeah,
literally go anywhere.
it could, it could. Which is what I like, that it could go anywhere, and there's like no expectation. Oh, this has to happen because we know that this comes afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're, like, totally in the dark. That's like, especially after this episode 3, it's just so cool, like, a all of the questions that we have had so far, the kids were asking them explicitly,
Yeah, yeah,
And so it's like, oh, man, like, I don't know, I appreciate that as an audience member, like, I feel like I don't know more than these kids,
yeah.
or maybe even they know more than I do, like, in this situation. It's like just being put in that position is, like, really fun, as a fan. So, yeah, man, it's just still too many questions, and I don't know. I feel like they can't do anything wrong at this point. Like, wherever it goes, I'm
Yeah.
along for the ride, like, I'm just loving it.
Yeah, there's not much that it could like mess up that would like,
Right.
affect the timeline cuz like I don't think Luke's going to pop up. I don't think
Yeah.
Mando's going to pop up. The
Mhm.
one person though I thought we were going to see in this episode was Carson Teva cuz he pops up
I
in every
know.
show
He's, like,
as the
always flying
uh,
that X-wing around,
yeah,
pulling people over,
pulling people over exactly. And we didn't
Yeah,
see who the second pilot was, so there's still a chance when we start the
true.
next episode, Carson Teva could land and be like, "Hey, where did they go?"
Oh,
Like it
dude.
wouldn't make sense. He would be the only one. Hondo and Carson Teva would be the only ones that I would want to cameo in this.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw another prediction of who the second pilot could be. Who did they say it was? Oh, man.
Zeb,
That's what it was. Yeah, it was either Zeb or Carson Teva. So it's like, oh man, I don't know.
or they
I don't
could
know.
do something funny, and it could be Trapper Wolf, aka Dave Filoni, like he
Oh,
did on that one episode.
yes, that would be cool.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, we're always here for a Dave Filoni cameo.
Oh, I know, man. I know.
Yeah,
But yeah, great show so far.
yeah.
What do you think is gonna happen next week in episode 4?
I think we're gonna I think we're gonna camp out on Ad Adden a bit. Like I'm
Oh, with the parents.
yeah, with like the parents and stuff, and or yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going to see the supervisor soon, but I think we're gonna get a lot of like parent time and like maybe even um kind of like crossing the line, like the robot's like, stay calm, like stay in your place. I
Yeah.
think like the parents are gonna like really push that. So I think we're gonna get a lot of that next episode. We didn't get too much this one, but like they set up a lot. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm kind of feeling that. Um, but I'm totally in the dark with everything else. Like I have no it's such a cool feeling to have. Like I literally have no idea
Yeah.
where they could
Yeah.
go after this. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, that's the fun part is not knowing. And I feel like you're right. Like, definitely gonna spend more time with the parents. And I know he grabbed those coordinates. There's no way that those are the coordinates for and they're gonna get there right away. It's
No.
definitely gonna be another detour. And because even in the little bit of the trailers that I saw, in one trailer, they're in a cave and there's this giant like squid looking thing, and another trailer they're on top of a planet and there's a giant snail looking monster. So there's
Oh
some
wow.
big creature stuff that's gonna happen. Uh, but yeah, I think it's gonna be full of adventure with them, and hopefully we get more time on Atten because man, I want to know what's going on and how has it survived for so long. There's no barrier. They say barrier. Those kids flew out like it was nothing. There's no way there's an actual barrier there. That must be something to scare them to not leave. Because
Yeah.
they flew out episode 1, and at one point they're like, "We're gonna hit the barrier." Oh no, nothing. There's no
Right.
barrier. It's
Right.
fake.
Exactly. But they have like they've never seen stars before. So and like in the scene where it pans up, like when Wim is staying up and it pans up from his house to the sky,
You
it's
see
like,
the red dots and the green
yeah,
clouds.
so like whatever that is, I don't know, maybe just like sensors and surveillance, like to monitor the ins and outs, like the
Yeah.
traffic, like I don't know, man. But yeah, there's obviously not a barrier. I saw some theory that it's like kind of like how in Halo, like they have those like rings and stuff, like, it
Mm.
could be like a space station type of thing that's portable, right? Like equipped with hyperdrive or something, and like that's why they have survived because they can
Oh.
relocate. Like,
Like in what was it? Book of Boba, the Mando episode, that ring
yeah,
planet that he like, oh, what if it's like
so
that?
like we're getting more of that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. It could be like a space station type of like thing, like that's able to relocate, or, dude, I don't know. Yeah, like how can something like Ad Adden stay hidden for so long?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It is, man. I can't wait. It's fun. I saw an interview and they said they have an idea for a second season if like it gets to it. Like the story should finish in this one season, but they have ideas, but mainly ideas because for like the kids, because like the kids
Mhm.
are older now already from when they filmed it. So if
Mhm.
they do a second season, it's gonna time jump like 4 or 5 years, depending on the age of the kids,
Oh, cool.
which is why they don't want to say what year this show takes place. They said it's after Return of the Jedi, but they can't give a specific date in case they do a second season because they don't want to be like stuck to that date and the
Right.
ages. Kind of like in Stranger Things, where they're like a junior in high school and then the next year they're a senior. But when they filmed this season, they were super small, and the next season they're super big.
Yeah.
That way, it's kind of not like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strategic. Yeah, I mean, I mean, so far, like, the hype has been pretty unanimous across the board and, like, like, straight A's on Rotten Tomatoes, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's crushing it. So, yeah, I've season 2 is promising. Yeah, I like that they're doing that. I guess that could also mean, I don't know, that could also have implications for, like, how deep. Well, maybe not, dude. Like, if we're talking Old Republic stuff, they really do have full reign. Like, they can really do whatever they want. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna mess anything up. You're right.
Yeah.
Ah, and I don't know, and, like, who's the supervisor, you
I
know?
Is it a person like some people were theorizing that it's nothing but droids that are running it? Because like how can that place in civilization be hidden and run for so long? What if it's just been droids the whole time? All the droids there are so like have like no personality, as if like older droids never had it, and more modern droids had like personality chips. Because a lot of the other droids have a lot more personality. These guys are just so boring.
Dude, that's such a good point. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that, but yeah, like, I guess I just kind of I guess I kind of just thought, like, they were surveillance or, like, guard droids, and so they're very, like, sterile. But no, I think you're right. Like, even in their mechanics and stuff, it's very Old Republic-y, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Like, it's fun, like the kind of stuff that we come up with. And like one of the things I kind of talked about was I feel like there's no barrier, but like the green swirls almost
Mhm.
looks like gas, as if it's like a cover, as if it's, oh, that's a gas planet. We don't want to land there because it's gas. It's poisonous gas. We
Mm,
can't breathe. And the owl chick, Kim, she said something about like gaseous clouds or whatever, and
yeah.
like that one episode of Rebels where there was a gas planet where it was toxic, where the Purgles would go and eat the gas. It could
Mhm.
be something like that, because if it's been hidden for so long, if someone were to fly by and just see, oh, that whole planet is a gas planet, we can't land there, it's not safe, maybe that's why it survived.
Dude, yeah, that or just, like, blending in with a nebula or something. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
for sure, man. That's a good point. Oh, dude.
yeah. It's fun, man. Super
And
fun.
freaking if we get if we get the Planet Eater.
That'd be wild, man. That'd be so wild to make that canon, because that's just like legend stuff, right? So it's not like official. But if
Right.
if even if they just reference it that, oh, what happened to those planets? They were all eaten by Nihilus. Like that name, like that would be insane. Insane. It's a legend.
Insane. Yeah. I don't know, man, but you're right. It's so fun. Like, this is something that's gonna be fun for, in between each episode is, like, this speculation and
Yeah.
theorizing and, like, getting hyped up, and it's so awesome that it's not in a way that's like, "We'll be bummed if this doesn't happen," you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's what's
Yep.
cool about it. So.
No, 100%, 100%. So the last thing I had, you're gonna love this. So I'm rewatching your favorite show ever, Andor.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
and I haven't watched it since it came out. Cause you know me,
Mhm.
I'm the Andor hater. I'm like, ah, it's
I know,
boring. Blah.
I know.
So I've watched 2 episodes so far. I gotta say I've enjoyed both of them a lot. I
Dude, I'm so happy about this, dude.
it's so shocking because you
Oh,
know me, I'm like, oh, Andor puts me to sleep. I can't watch it. But like
bro.
I watched episode 1, episode 2, and I'm like, this was a lot more fun than I remember. And I think it's kind of like what we just said, that there's no expectation now. Now I have no expectation. So like I could go in and really enjoy it for what it is versus when I watched Andor, in my
Mhm.
brain, I'm like, okay, Maul's alive, Rex is alive, Ahsoka's alive, Vader's alive, Luke's alive.
Right.
Like, so if I didn't see anybody, I was disappointed. Palpatine's here. Like, so
Oh, yeah.
now I could rewatch it and it really absorb it and enjoy it for what it is. And I gotta and those, you know, the first couple episodes are the most boring out of all
Yeah.
of it, and I still enjoyed the first two, which scares
Oh,
me. So
dude,
I'm gonna
you
watch. I'm gonna watch 3 and 4 probably tomorrow and record those reactions. But
oh, sick.
yeah, man, I felt like,
Oh, man.
let me give it a second chance because season 2 looks amazing.
Mhm.
And like so far, I'm like, okay, this is not that bad. This is not that bad.
Dude, that I am so hyped for you. You that yeah, like, buckle up. You're going to love it. It's just so intense and yeah, like, edge of your seat kind of intense. So,
And,
oh,
and
man.
and it's fun because I've forgotten most of the show. So as I'm watching it, a lot of it is like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like
Nice.
it's almost like I'm watching it for the first time, which is cool. So yeah, I thought you'd be happy about that. I know you and then Mortis FM love
Yeah.
Andor.
Yes.
So I'm making you guys proud.
Oh, thank you. Thank goodness. It's about time.
So that's pretty much
Oh,
everything I had. Do you have anything coming up next that people could look forward to?
just yeah, just Skeleton Crew breakdowns, man. I'm all over it. Yeah, these themes, we're gonna keep hearing them and hear them evolve and stuff. So keep your ears peeled. Yeah, it's good to be back, man. I took, as a lot of us did, like kind of took a break. Well, you didn't. You're crazy, man.
I'm grinding, baby.
You're grinding, baby. Yeah, I was not. I definitely fell off. It was just kind of like I don't know, the fallout from like the Acolyte and like the cancellation or season two's not happening. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of bummed me out. So took a break and it feels so good to be back, man. So yeah, happy to be here,
Awesome. So for you guys watching, go follow Ashton. I'm gonna put the links down in the description. But man, thank you so much for coming back on. It was a blast.
dude. Always a pleasure to be on.
Yes, and that'll be it for this episode of Sith Talk, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.